Hi Pisces, welcome to Golden Truth Tarot. Now let's get started with your September reading. September is going to be a very powerful, transformative month for all of you. And you're going to feel extremely emotional during September. So all of you need a virtual hug. And I hope you have love and support around you, especially in the first week. Something is going to happen, Pisces, where it's going to trigger things from your subconscious mind, is going to trigger fear, is going to trigger things that have caused you a lot of pain and trauma from the past. And this is a time where you're going to have to face that pain, face your truth, and it can be very intense. It depends how evolved you are. For different Pisces might have this experience and go through this awakening in a different way. For some of you, you can start having a very emotional moment when you're crying. You're releasing all that pain by just being very sensitive and crying and screaming and confronting everything that you've been hiding from yourself or from others. For some, you can decide to go out with friends and consume alcohol or any substances just to escape that reality, that pain, or that moment that is so intense. For some Pisces, if you are hopefully evolved and you have you're understanding that that's not the best way to cope with things, you're going to talk with someone. Finally stop judging yourself, because you are the sign, Pisces, who sacrifice. You're the sign of the martyr, the person who sacrifices for everybody else. And at times you can tend to hate yourself or judge yourself. Why did you let things get to this point? Why did you do so much? Why did you give so much? And you resent yourself, and you resent the other person as well. So facing the pain, facing the truth, and actually saying, you know what, I did this, I love this person, or I have tried my best, I tried everything, it didn't give me the results that I wanted. But making peace with your mistakes, making peace with your past, making peace with what someone else has done to cause you harm and pain, it's going to feel, you're going to feel very relief, like a big weight is lifted from your shoulders, and it's going to help you heal. It's going to help you. You're going to have one of those moments when you're enlightened. You're making sense of your life. You're making sense of a lot of different things. And because it's so intense, because it's going to happen during the full moon eclipse on September 7th in your sign in Pisces. Now, during a full moon, we all tend to be very emotional. We all tend to, things that we've been carrying inside of us tend to come to the surface. In your sign, it's going to affect you really strong, especially those people who have a Pisces moon. You're going to feel extremely, extremely emotional. Pisces moons, ascendant in Pisces, sun in Pisces, and you're going to, even though it's September 7th, you're going to feel this energy throughout the first week, because the eclipse amplifies, is 10 times stronger, that emotional energy that usually is during a full moon. And even your own body, because of the change in frequency and the change in energy, even your own body is going to feel almost a shock, where you have been in survival mode for a long time, just going with the flow, not having that time to process your emotions, your feelings. And now you're finally realizing what's been happening, what's been going on. So take the time to rest. You might feel like your immunity is low, you might feel under the weather, you might not feel well. It's as equally important to rest and to take care of yourself as it is to go, work, get things done, accomplish something. Is equally important. Don't feel bad. Don't feel like you're being lazy and you're wasting time. If you need to sleep for 12 hours and that's what's going to make you feel better, do so. Sleep for 12 hours, take the day off, relax, take care of your body, eat something that is healthy and nutritious. Prioritize yourself, prioritize your mental health, because I see some of you having almost post-traumatic stress disorder, like fighters or soldiers. When they're in the process of in the war fighting, they don't feel anything because they're just going, their body is in survival, they're just going with what's happening at the moment. But once they go back home and they're in a more peaceful environment and they can process all the horrors that they've been through, then they experience everything and they feel depressed. And of course, this is on a much more extreme level. Not all Pisces are going to, hopefully not everyone is going to go through something so extreme, but sometimes grieving can be very painful, and having that time to grieve. And I see some of you Pisces have lost someone who is very important to you, someone who you really loved and cared, and maybe because of life and circumstances you didn't have a chance to even grieve the loss of this person. You had to go right back to work, you had to take care of your children or your family, you had other obligations. You never just relaxed and understood, wow, this is a big shift, a big change. And people talk about grief for people that you lose because they're gone from this. They're moved on and they have passed away. But also grieving people who are alive, it's a real thing, and it's very painful, even more painful than grieving someone who has passed, because you're grieving a version of themselves, of that person that you have waited to see for years and years, and they've never been that person for you. And it can be a family member, not necessarily just a partner or someone you love that you could have been in a relationship for years, and you've always hoped for this person to see the value in you, and you always hope for this person to love you the way you love them, and to be as dedicated and as caring towards you as you were towards them. And they were never that person. They never gave you what you wanted them to give you. They never were exactly as caring, as loving, as that vision, that potential that you have in your mind of them, that you think that they could be for you. And for some Pisces, it can also be maybe a father, mother, siblings. You wanted your father to love you and be there for you and support you and have all these different moments that you might have seen other people have with their parents, other people experience. And it was never that. It was never the father you wanted to be, or the mother you wanted to be, or the sibling you wanted to be. So you're grieving that part of that dream that you never got. These people can be alive. You can even have talk to them, or some of you, because it's so painful and there is so many bad memories there, and it's so difficult for you to even get along with them. Some of you could have gone no contact. But I see a lot of pain that you can't keep pretending like everything is fine anymore. You need to face it. You need to face it, that you didn't make that choice, and maybe they were the way they were. You gained something out of it because it made you more independent, it made you stronger, it made you accomplish things that you never thought you could accomplish. And the third week, it's all about healing. It's all about also changing your routine, because we have a new moon eclipse in Virgo. Now, Virgo is your opposite sign. And Virgo, it's all about your lifestyle, your work. It's all about what you do on a daily basis, your habits. So if you, for example, if you're used to waking up in the morning and the first thing you do is text this person, and you're used to talking to them in the morning, or you're used to seeing them at a certain time of the day, change that routine. Do something that is yours. Wake up, listen to something positive, go for a walk, go for a run, whatever you used to do with them, change it to an activity that you do for yourself that brings you happiness and joy and makes you feel relaxed, and makes you feel good about yourself. So healing is going to come through rewiring your everyday life, creating a change in lifestyle. It's going to be very beneficial as well. See things as they're happening. Once you change the point of view and you see everything happening not against you but for you, to help you evolve, all the pain can be used as fertilizer to help you flourish even more. And from the oracle of healing, the message is very clear. Learning. Consider yourself always a student. Consider yourself always like a child with that curiosity, with that desire to learn more, to understand yourself more, to understand others more. And the message, the number is so clear. 25, 2 plus 5 equals 7. 7 is a very spiritual number. You're going through a spiritual transformation. You're being enlightened. You are learning more about yourself, learning more about others, learning more about life. Things make sense. If you see it in this perspective, it's going to be very easy for you to heal, and it's going to be more, the process is going to be much more smoother. There can still be pain there, but it can be smoother than if you look at it in a very negative connotation. And in the last week, I see that the universe is going to bless you with something tangible. This growth, this upgrade that you went through, the universe is going to reward you with money, new opportunity, new job, something that is tangible, something that is going to make you feel more grounded, more abundant. And I also see a lot of earth energy around you at this time, Pisces. So someone who has their ascendant or sun sign in Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn. This is a person that is going to help you feel more relaxed, is going to help you feel more stable, more balanced. I don't see it as a romantic person coming into your life. I see it more as friendship, or someone offering you something that has to do with work or with your career. You can learn a lot from this person, because they have the knowledge, they have the experience, they're very wise, they're very practical, and in many different ways this person can be an amazing support and help you get through the pain, get through all this mental all these emotions, and feeling very mentally exhausted from all the different things you're going to analyze and think during this time. This person can just do something very simple as, let's go somewhere to eat, and focus on just enjoying a good meal, spending time together. It can be a blessed and beautiful time. Okay, Pisces, this is everything that I see for you for the month of September. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this reading, please leave me a like, a comment. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos. Thank you so much. And if you are interested in a private reading with me, you can book online on my website on www.goldandtruthtarot.com. You can find the link below this video and in the description box. Thank you so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.